afternoon, YouTube. Bryce, good afternoon. Carlos, good afternoon. Kathy, good afternoon. Over there in YouTube land. Silver Fox, good afternoon. Terry, good afternoon, my friend. Oh, excuse me. Ooh. Syracuse, snowy Syracuse, New York. Oh, I had a good nap. Yes, I did. Things have been going very, very well. Wolfpack is doing very, very well. We've got about 7 more minutes until after hours begins. Maybe if we're real lucky, we'll get something. John, yes, it's almost go time. We are live on TikTok right now and YouTube, and also on our Zoom live from the website. And we are happy to be here for sure. HSCS, under the radar, slow and steady. Those are the easy ones. When they're slow and steady, there's not a lot of stress involved in those. Thank you for hitting the like button on the TikTok. Maybe we can get over 100,000 again like we did that one time. 6 to 26.50. Nice. Very nice. I'm glad everybody made money today on these call outs. Sheila, good afternoon over there in YouTube land. Anthony, good afternoon. Connie, good afternoon. ZSPC. Greenbud, good afternoon. ZSPC, yes. Hopefully we'll get some more here. Sounds like everybody had a pretty profitable trading day today, so congrats to everybody that did well. Looks like TikTok moderators are going to be busy this afternoon already. It's been a great week. It has been a phenomenal week for trading. Monday right on up to this morning has been just phenomenal. Vicky, good afternoon. So let's hope that continues this afternoon and we catch a nice after hours runner. We've got about 4 minutes here. I don't have one in particular, Hollywood, that I'm watching right now. I'll sort my list. The list that you see here on the website, I'm going to sort it by this column here, which is after hours percent change. So all the biggest runners in terms of percentage will pop up to the top on the chart there. So you'll get a quick eyeball if you're watching that chart, which one is pushing up. And of course, if I get any press releases, that could change very, very quickly. December 10th earnings. So keep your eye on this watch list up here. In this column right here that I've got my cursor on, this column right here, this is after hours percent change. So whatever pops up here and say the top 4 or 5 right away, you might want to take a look at them. You never know which one. Some of them pop up right away after hours, and then they fall right back down again. And we just never know which one is going to be the one. But sometimes that the runner stands out pretty clear. You know, they always say the cream rises to the top. And hopefully that'll happen. We've got about a minute and a half. So I hope everybody is ready. You got your coffee ready. I've got mine. I've got my Starbucks nice and hot, ready to go. Oh. Got your Dr. Pepper ready? I wish I had one of those. I ran out. I'm going to have to go this afternoon, I think, after I get off the live stream here and buy me some more. All right, we've got about just under 30 seconds here. So hopefully everybody's ready to go. I'll read off the press releases and try to keep you up to date on what stocks are moving the most in terms of percentage. So if I say one is up 30%, I'm referring to how much it's up after hours. After hours only. Now, I'm not talking about what it did today, just in after hours. All right. So there's my list. So everybody on the website can see what's running over there. Now let's take a look at some of the press releases. Let's get these out of the way. NCL is up 23% very quickly. NCL, this one popped up quite high here, actually, on pretty good volume, 189,000 on this first 1 minute candle right out of the gate here. 380,000, it's up 27%. %. Right out of the gate, we got 474,000 shares on a 1 minute candle on NCL. Haven't got any news yet. No news has popped up yet. So let's keep an eye on NCL, see what it does, see if it's just going to pump and then tank, or if it's going to keep going. And we'll watch for anything else that might pop into our scanner here. CDIO is up 11% and UPC is up 10%. You guys on the website, on our Zoom, you can see that. You can see right here in this column, you can see what the percentages are. So keep track of those. You'll see what's moving. NCL now up 38%. %41. We got a woof press release. Nothing there. Oh. NCL still up 35%, 38%. Nobody's even close to that one yet. 40%. It's fluctuating here a little bit. RADX, RADX. RADX popped up $10. No volume there though. Good afternoon, Mary. CDIO is now up 17%. Rave, this Rave just popped into our scanner. RAVE, that's up 12%. Did we have a press release on RADX? CDIO is now up 18%. CYCC press release announces exploration potential strategic alternatives and reduction of operating costs. So they popped up on that one. ADD, another press release, regains compliance with NASDAQ's closing bid price rule. ADD. And BENF, agreements to acquire Mercantile Bank International to expand its alternative asset custody services. BENF. So we've got CDIO, ADD with a press release, CYCC with a press release, BENF with a press release. And those are fighting for the top 5 positions right now. Second quarter financials. I know sometimes we throw out a lot of ticker symbols at you, but you have to be aware of what all's moving. That's why I always tell you, get a pencil and paper and jot down the ticker symbols as I call them out, so you can go back and look at them when you need to. All right, CDIO at 30%, NCL at 24%, CYCC at 27%, ADDs at 15%, BENF popped straight up, straight down, and starting to form another green candle. We'll see if it continues up. CYCC still trying. It's hanging in there. Hasn't completely fallen apart yet. CDIO is holding on to the number one spot here so far. It's up 32%. NCL right behind it at 20%. And CYCC at 17%. CDIO has not stopped. We're going to continue watching RADX, see what's going on with that. There's no volume on that stock at all, and there's a massive spread. $26 on the bid and $44 on the ask. So it's got quite a spread there. Private placement, $700,000 private placement on MRAI. This one has a new chairman of the board. This one has securities fraud lawsuit for WOLF. All right, CDIO pulling back for the first time here, trying. Let's see if it's going to give up or keep moving. ADD pushing back. Rave is not moving anywhere. Somebody hit the ask price and pushed it up. All right. So now it's just a waiting game. We're either going to get a press release here. We've only been at this for 9 minutes, so we got to be patient. Got to be patient. GameStop moving up here in after hours. GME. PATH, P-A-T-H, press release, third quarter financials, P-A-T-H. P-A-T-H on financial report. Hot off the presses. Hot off the presses. ZEO, Z-E-O, ZEO Energy Corporation just popped up into our list, into our top 5. NCL just took over the number 1 spot, and that's kind of sad considering if you look at the chart on that, it doesn't look real healthy. BENF again, talking about them acquiring Mercantile in exchange for a price of $1.5 million. All right. Everything's kind of stuck around that 12, 13, 14% range. Nothing's really popping too hard. NCL is still number one in percentages, and that even itself is not looking that hot. But we never know when a press release is going to smack the scanner. So that's what we're ready for. We're watching for the press release. As you guys know from press releases, they can hit at any moment out of nowhere. Shimmick, SHIM, awarded a contract for North Hollywood to Pasadena Bus Rapid Transit Project. SHIM. It's called Shimmick Corporation. They got a new contract. And then, of course, PATH. We already know about PATH going up on revenues. PATH. We knew about that 3 minutes ago. So right now, SHIM, SHIM, is trying to push up. It's only up 14%, but the top five are like 13%, 11%. The number one is still NCL. It's up 29%, but it's not much. It's kind of slow here. A little bit slow. But we've only been here for 13 minutes, so we got to be patient. Kiki, good afternoon. Shim up 15% now. PATH, PATH, is pulling back a little. Shim up 16%. Boy, that's fluctuating like crazy. 17%. It is really fluctuating. Looks like PATH is trying to push back again. NCL, our number one, has been number one since 4 o'clock. It's pushing up. AOUT, American Outdoor Brands, sees 2026 sales at between 220 million to 230 million. Getting a little bit ahead of themselves already. Talking about 2026. So we should all be watching NCL right now, UPC, SONN just popped in there. SONN, but it looks like somebody just hit the ask price, popped it up. So that's nothing. CDIO, of course. UPC is trying. Mm. Mm-hmm. Nothing jumping out here, clearly. Tara starting to curl up a little bit. TARA. We knew about that one from earlier today. That was one of our really horrible call outs this morning in pre-market. Path, of course, talking about revenue again. NCL. Getting a lot of press releases on Path. They are really talking up their financials. Oris, ORIS. Oris. Oris has been curling up here in after hours. ORIS, Oriental Rise. It's moving up. Let's put it that way. It hit a low here in after hours at 7 minutes after 4 at about $5.11, and now it's back to 8.06. So it's 8.22 now. It's gone up $3 in just a matter of 10 minutes or so, 10 or 15 minutes. So it is moving up. ORIS. ORIS. Still moving up. Still moving up. I got some more press releases here that aren't really amounting to much. Still pushing up. It's gone up $2 just since I mentioned it. And it's gone up almost $5. 5.11 to, yeah, it's gone up $5 since the dip here in after hours. All right. Yeah, we'll see if it keeps going or not. All we can do is watch it, right? Nothing else. ORIS. ORIS. It's still pushing up. It's gone up $6. Is anybody trading that one? Did anybody? Yeah, it was quite the run today, for sure. but it's giving people money this in after hours as well. I jumped in at 8, jumped at 11. Nice. In at 9. It's up almost $13 again from 5 just in after hours. $13.85 now. iPhone got it from $6 to $12. That's 100%, folks. 100%. So if you missed it today for some reason, if you were sleeping under a rock perhaps today and you missed it, it just gave you over 100% run. Oh, let's see. Bob got it from 840 to 1240. Nice. And of course, iPhone got it from 6 to 12. Bob got it from 840 to 1240. Wolfpack is eating. Randy got it from 1104 to 1327. Mike got it from 9 to 1340. Mansky, you have a question? Go ahead. Shoot, man. In after hours or in regular trading, regular hours? Alex, good afternoon. Well, NCL, if you've been paying attention, the one we just were talking about is ORIS, the one that ran really, really well today. And now, of course, we've been watching NCL since 4 o'clock. That's been number 1 on our list since 4 p.m. here. It's up 37. It was just up about 42%. Thanks, you just answered it. I didn't answer anything. Yeah, you can't do stop loss orders in pre-market or after hours trading. It won't take them. UPC's up 15%. Bob, you have a great evening. And also, if you do a stop on limit order as a stop loss, there are times when you could not, it would not trigger when the price comes down. Always remember that. And I've gotten that question many, many times, saying, hey, I had a stop at limit order and the price dropped and it went right below my stop limit order and I didn't get picked up. What the heck happened? It's a very common question. It happens to a lot of people, unfortunately. NCL, especially on low float stocks. NCL, CDIO, CDIO curling up again. AOUT, we talked about this one. This had a press release. It just popped up again. But again, somebody just hit the ask price, popped it up. So it hit the scanner when it popped up that high. Let's go back and look at Oris and see what Oris is doing. It's starting to climb back up again. So it looks like we took another dip down to $9.01, and now it's back to $10.50 and climbing back up again. This one is a day trader's dream. This is a day trader's dream here. If you're looking to scalp $1, $1.50, $2 off of a stock, this one's giving it to you. This one is being beautiful. All right, let's see. Wolf and MNPR announces first patient dosed. That's junk. Investors. Okay, so we have a class action lawsuit. Let's take a look, Sheila. Don't have that one on my list, that's why. All right, now they are. Let's see what's up with them. Which one was good for scalping? Just here in after hours is what I was talking about. Just in after hours. This Oris, O-R-I-S. ZBAO. This is one I didn't have on my watch list. I do now, but it wasn't on my watch list. It's up 59% right now. ZBAO. Thank you very much, Sheila, for that. I appreciate you bringing that to my attention. And now I have it on my list. Sometimes there's stocks that I don't have on my list. I don't have every stock in the stock market on there. So sometimes I miss some penny stocks that I don't have. But once I learn about them and I know they exist, they go straight to the watch list. In at 9 out at 12. Very nice. Byron got Oris from 976 or 976 to 1111. Like I said, it's been really nice for scalping off a buck or two. ZBAO, let's go back and look at that one. That's now up 67%. It's gone up 10% just since I mentioned it. Now, WOOF is gone up, WOOF, which is Petco Health and Wellness Company. WOOF, WOOF. And this is going up on a financial report. They beat on the consensus for revenue, but they issued a downside guidance for Q4. So it was kind of sketchy there when the press release first came out. It was a little sketchy, but it's starting to climb now. WOOF. It's up about 10%. Hasn't gone up a lot. It's up about 10%. It looks pretty impressive on the chart. It's gone from $5 to $5.43, which is a nice scalp in of itself. That's a nice trade. It's up 11, almost 12% now. So it's gone up even a little bit more. Greenbud, terrible trading day. Oh, man, hate to hear that. Everybody should have been out green on NCL. Anybody that got into that when it got called out right at 4 o'clock, or even if you waited for the pullback and bought on that big dip, everybody should be green on that. If not, then I would say you probably hesitated to pull the trigger and jumped in a little bit too high. All right, now let's go back to ZBAO. Look at that. Now it's up 87%. $94. 96%. 104%. 121%. Thank you, Sheila. Holy smokes. Well, I hope somebody scalped something off of that one. That was down in the, it was only up, what, 50, refresh my memory. When I called that out, it was, I said it was up like 50, 54%, did I say? I'm getting old. You got to help me out here. It's up 127% now. It was up 56%. Gotcha. So it's gone up over, it's gone up $1.50 since we mentioned it. Rick is in at 420 and still in. Rick is holding on tight. Got those diamond hands. What's it going to do? Is it going to break 6? Up 111% right now. Be interesting to see who all posts about this one. Ticker ZBAO. Z, B as in boy, ZBAO. All right, now let's go look at PGHL. PGHL going boom. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Oh my, oh my. Boy, I'll tell you what, this week has blessed us with some amazing runs. PGHL's up 32% now. %, 36%, 37%. %. Is it going to keep going or not? 39%. Rick, 420 out at 530. Nice. Nice trade. Got some more press releases here. Nothing. All right, PGHL pulled back pretty significantly. ZBAO did as well. ZBAO, is it going to bounce back? PGHL pulling back. NCL still dumping. Let's see if PGHL is going to give it one more good push here. Let's see if this thing will push up to $2. PGHL. Kiki got from 446 to 525. Nice. Very nice trade. Glad you were with us to catch that. All right, PGHL. Let's try it again. Let's try for 2 this time around. 185. We're up 38%. 39%. It's a new high here. Come on, give us $2. 39%, 40%, 42%, 44%. Come on, give us 2. 10 cents more. Just give us 10 cents more. We'll take a 45, 50% runner, won't we? It's not a bad trade, I don't think. 50% stock that goes up 50%, I think that's pretty respectable. I think we should be happy taking one of those. We get a little spoiled sometimes with all these 100% runners. We have to get back to the real world here sometime and start understanding that even a 30 or 40% run on the stock is really pretty damn good. Come on. Give us two. I don't see a lot on level 2 on PGHL on the ask side. I'm not seeing a lot of big orders. So if we get the volume, this thing could blow up to 2 pretty easy. And it could go very, very quickly, but I'm just not seeing the orders. I'm not seeing the people hitting the ask. Everybody's selling into the bid right now. Let's look at ZBAO one more time. Boy, what a beautiful run on that son of a gun. It's pushing back up again. To 99%. There, okay, it's back to 100% run. It's pushing back up. Made some money back on my losses. Well, I'm glad you made some money back on some losses. Let's go look at WOOF. WOOF. Is that still going up? WOOF is still pushing up. Remember we talked about that one. That was the one I said they were going up on financials, and they beat on revenues, but they issued downside guidance for quarter 4. That was on WOOF. And that one, WOOF, which is Petco, Health and Wellness. Looks like we just hit 560 on that one. Let's get back to PGHL. I really want that to hit 2, but I don't know if it's got enough in it or not. CDIO coming on strong. CDIO coming on strong. You mean earlier today? From 9:30 on? Because right now it's not, it's falling right now. But you're right. From 9:30 today till now, nice run. Very nice run. ZBAO back up to 111%. Looking for $6 on this one. And looking for 2 on PGHL. But PGHL is making me nervous here. Looks like it's falling back here a little bit. Now let's go back and look at our old moneymaker here in after hours, Oris. Not doing much. Oris will impress me. Well, it's already impressed me. Let's face it. This thing tanked down to $5, $5.11 here in after hours, and ran all the way to $13.94. 100% run. I mean, this is a really phenomenal run in after hours. But it's kind of going sideways now. It's not doing a whole lot here at 1079. If this can break 1250, we could see another couple of dollar run on that. So keep that one on your radar and watch for that break of 1250. breaks 12.50, it could bounce a couple of dollars. So you might be able to scalp $1, maybe $1.50. But I would wait. I would wait on it. I wouldn't get in now, assuming it's going to go back up to 12.50 and then break it and go on up, and then you'll be even that much more ahead. I would be patient and wait. That's just me. That's just me. Got to let them come to you. PWM, yes, PWM is popping up. PWM climbed up and pulled back. That one's up about 20% right now. I haven't got very many press releases in after hours today. We've only gotten 33 of them. I was expecting a few more than that. Big Earn, I was talking about, what stock was I talking about? Oris, O-R-I-S. O-R-I-S. It's been a good one to scalp a few bucks off of it here and there, but I wouldn't jump into it just yet, but that's how I would deal with my money. Now look at ZBAO. You guys still banking? $6.50. It's up 157%. 165%. Tika is in at 501. Beautiful. We just wicked up to 677. If you're not part of the wolf pack, you are enjoying the feast. Kiki, you have a great night. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate it. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. 169%. $177%, 179, 181%. Are we gonna break 7? Are we gonna break 7 solidly? We already wicked up to 723, but we couldn't stay above that. This thing's acting like a micro float. Sean, ZBAO. Got it from 432 to 701. I wish I had a wolf howl to set off right now. I sure would. That is amazing. Hunted down another one, and the pack moved in for the kill and just obliterated that one. ZBAO. You see how much better we do when we hunt as a group, as we hunt as a pack. We all benefit. 186%. PGHL curling back up a little bit. NCL curling back up a little bit. PWM still hanging in there. ZBAO. Come on, give us a big runner, man. Could we pull a 200% run out of this thing? From 255 at 4 o'clock, 255, $2.55, and it just hit 739. What a beaut. PGHL. It started to curl up and then had some troubles. WOOF, WOOF, that's Petco Health and Wellness. That one is pulled back a little bit and going sideways. Let's look at two more press releases. Exploring alternatives, cut costs to preserve cash. That doesn't sound good. CYCC. That doesn't sound good. ZBAO at 193%. We just wicked up to 749. Tim, ZBAO from 525 to 726. Wolfpack, you guys are nailing it just beautifully. Are these stocks from your morning live that you are monitoring? No, these are stocks that just started running in after hours. We hunt down and locate press releases in stocks that are moving in pre-market, and then I do it again in after hours. So these are stocks that some of them may have moved in, regular trading hours today. But what I'm concerned with now in after hours is what's moving just in after hours. Lost every trade so far. So buying after hours or not? Yes, buying after hours. I'm not sure I understand what your point. Yes, we're buying in after hours. ZBAO, for example, this stock was at about $2.55 at 4 o'clock. When the market closed, it was at $2.55. And we just hit 749. So it was up 194% just in after hours. That's okay. No need to apologize. So what we're trying to do here is just catch after hour runners. That's it. Some days we catch several. Some days we get one. Sometimes we don't have any. Sometimes it's pretty slow and boring in after hours. Let's take a look at ORIS. There's the big dip on ORIS again. Now, I mentioned to you that this stock is been a beauty for day trading in after hours. I'm not talking about regular trading day to day. I'm talking about after hours. It has given some beautiful dip buys and climb back up. This thing just dipped down to 734 and then popped again back up to 991. Again, a couple of dollars. You could scalp $2 off of this thing easy, because when it pops, it's popping up $1.50 to $2 at a time. So if your timing is right and you're pretty good at what you're doing, you could be scalping a ton of money off of this dumb thing just in after hours. But easier said than done. ZBAO. All right, give us that 750. We're up 183%. We want 200%. The one I was just talking about for making quick scalp and day trades off of it was ORIS. Just talking about after hours trading. ORIS. Right now we're talking about ZBAO. We're up 199%. Come on. At 760, we want 765. 765 will push us up to 200% run. We can get 765. We just hit 764. We got 199%. Oh my gosh. Can we do it again? Sean, he says, I always listen to the master. ORIS from 776 to 936. Thanks again, Jeff. You're very welcome, Sean. I'm glad you caught that. Took the dip on that. There's too much volume coming into that, and you just can't ignore it on those dips. But you don't want to press your luck either. If you manage to scalp twice off of that thing, or maybe 3 times if you're lucky, don't press your luck trying it too many times, because one time you get a dip, buy in thinking that you're doing pretty good, and it just crashes, and then really crashes like $5 or $6 down. Then you're going to be sick to your stomach. So don't test your luck too many times. Just don't test your luck. Some people can get very lucky and scalp twice off of it and be very successful, sometimes 3. We have Wolfpack members that do it 4 times on one stock as it's going up. They're jumping in, scalping some off, jump in again, let it ride, lock in some more, and they're very successful at it, and they get very lucky at it. But it can burn you if you're not careful. 194% on ZBAO. I want 200%. We have got to hit 765. And that will give us our 200%. Can we do it? NCL is up 35%, PWM up 22%, PGHL up 21%. That's about it for stocks that have run pretty decently. ZBAO by far has been the big one. Let me ask you guys a question. We're family. I can talk to you. Let me ask you guys an honest question, and I really want some feedback. I really do want feedback on this. Definitive agreement on LEV. Lion Electric reaches a definitive agreement in respect of the sale of Innovation Center located in Mirabel, Quebec. LEV. This is the Lion Electric Company. LEV. LEV. It was at $42.75. When I gave you that press release. Hot off the presses now. LEV. Let's see what it does. It's getting some decent volume. It's getting some decent volume. Yes, Ed, it was. Now look at Oris. Look at that dip on Oris, down at 734, all the way back to 1077. Talk about scalping opportunities. Again, on Oris. All right, LEV. Anybody pay attention and get a quick scalp? It's up 70% on that press release. Which one? LEV. I just called it out. Quick in and quick out. Scalp off 10%, 15%, 20%, whatever you can get. As long as it's moving, stay in it. But you see it starting to have some troubles and you're up 20%. Don't be silly. Get your profit. There's plenty more where that one came from. Always remember that. There's plenty more. There's plenty more. You don't have to hit a grand slam home run on LEV. Just take a quick scalp off of it, 15, 20 cents and be done, or 15 or 20% and be done. Scott, 45 to 57. There you go. See, that's exactly how you do it. Randy, 45 to 52 too. There you go. Now you guys can laugh and say, well, that ain't very much, but I tell you what, those add up. Those add up quick. Well, LEV was at 42 cents. In the 42-cent range for 2 minutes. So that should have been more than enough time to jump in. You got 2 minutes to get in. That should be more than enough. User 338. 62 to 45. I think you're going the wrong way on that one. Oris, second round, 8 to 10:30. There you go, Mike. Yeah, I'll get to the questionnaire in a minute, John. It's not terribly important, but it is important to me because it matters to me. LEV up 75%, 77%, 78%. %, 86%. Byron, 46 to 57. %. 88%. I mean, come on now. Even if you got in at 44, as late as 44 cents, you're still up nicely. Really nice. 43 to 63 for Wes. There you go. You see? Do that all day long. Do that all day long. I'm telling you, you're going to see your account do some amazing things. If you got to get out of that mindset of, I need big bank on this one. I got a bank on this one. You know, you got to get out of that mindset. those will come to you. I promise you, those big ones will come, and you'll get into a stock that goes parabolic, and it just keeps going and won't stop. There's no pullbacks. It just will not quit on you, and you're going to make huge bank on those. But in the meantime, take those base hits. LEV 42 to 62. There you go for Sean. Another one, another successful one. Just take those nice base hits. Those are your money makers. For all you baseball fans, you know that what wins a ball game? Base hits. Base hits. You got to take them base hits. Oh, let's see. ZBAO falling. That's okay. Got 199% out of that stock. Nothing wrong with that stock at all. LEV's up 82% now. Could we get another 100% runner? 85%? 86%? Could we get another 100% runner off of a press release? 90%? That calls for a Starbucks, I think. What do you guys think? It's just stuck here right around 89%. It doesn't want to go any higher. We can stay up here. We can stay above 60. I think we're going to be okay. But if it starts dropping, we are in trouble. It's not going to go back up. Or it's down to zero. Come on. Oh, shoot. All right, let's go back to LEV. Come on, baby. Push up for us. Come on, retail. I'm in the group, but I'm new to this. Can you tell me what platform you use to trade? I use E-Trade. They're my primary platform. And they have a trading platform called E-Trade Pro. They don't offer it anymore. They've discontinued that. But if you already had it, you're grandfathered in and you can continue using it. That's the platform I use. But I also have a Webull account. And I use Webull for the early morning pre-market stuff, like 4 o'clock in the morning, 4:30 in the morning, that kind of trading. That's what I use Webull for. Because on E-Trade, you can't start trading until 7 a.m. Eastern. So if there's something in real early morning pre-market that starts running and I want to take advantage of it, I have to do it on Webull. But I like Webull. I like Webull a lot. In fact, I might have to contact those folks and see if we can't work something out with the folks at Webull. Not that they'd have any interest in talking to me, but be worth a call. I don't know about that. How early can you trade on Thinkorswim? How early does Toss let people trade? Somebody toss that out there. There's somebody out there with a Thinkorswim account. $7 o'clock. There's your answer, 7 a.m. Well, I was kind of hoping LEV was going to get us up over 100%. 79%, 80%, still not bad. I mean, like I mentioned earlier, I think the Wolfpack gets a little spoiled sometimes. You guys are welcome to join us for our call outs early morning on the website, wolfpackcommunity.com. Subscribe to live trading and then pop into our Zoom meeting. And we start that at 6:45 in the morning, Eastern time, for all these call outs. All right. While I've still got several people in here, I got a question, and I want everybody's honest answers. I get asked a lot to post what the Wolfpack does, sort of a recap of the day. And you've seen on my profile, I have done that many times. But my question, no, it didn't just go to 30. It's still at 9.99. But yeah, I see what you're talking about. I see that big wick up. No, that's not that. Anyway, you know how the Wolfpack, it's such an anomaly. We get a lot of 100% runners that we call out on press releases. Sometimes several a day in pre-market and after hours. And it can seem, I suppose, to new people that haven't been following us very long, it can seem to sort of the general public out there on TikTok that it's not real and it's not realistic for me to post every single day 2 100% runners or 300% runners, 700% runner. It can seem to, I get a lot of comments. I get a lot of comments saying, there's no way you guys are doing that. It's all a scam. Nobody can catch that many 100% runners in one day. That's BS. You need to stop scamming people, yada, 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 yada. My question to you is, does it come off when I post videos every day with all the 100% runners that we're doing for that day? Does it come off as bragging instead of legitimate, like we really want people to see what we're doing? Or does it come off as just braggadocious and fake and just a bunch of BS? Because it feels, to some people, it feels like that's what it does. Look at ORIS. What did I tell you? Holy cow, that thing is making people money. So you don't think it comes off as the Wolfpack bragging about what we're doing? Does it seem, I don't know. To some people, I suppose it seems, a lot of people see it that don't follow us. A lot of people see it as that it can't be real, because no one person can find and call out. That's a big thing on the internet, is somebody who calls out stocks, right? and has a big following because they call out good runners and all that. And for somebody to suddenly appear that is calling out 100 plus runners or 500% runners or 700% runners at the beginning of the runs, not after they've already ran and after the fact, I'm talking about at the beginning, it comes off as looking kind of fake. Like nobody can do that. It's impossible. And I don't know how to answer it other than it. I'm telling you, it's real. It's not, we're not BSing anybody, but so I just don't want I want my TikTok videos to be seen as legitimate and like this is for real and not just some bonehead bragging and making up fake numbers. You know what I mean? Look at ORIS. Just it went over $14. Catch a small fraction of that 100, which is the part you aren't telling people when you say you called out 100% runner. Most of the traders here only catch a small fraction of the 100%, which is the part you aren't telling people when you say you called out 100% run. Well, I can only, to answer that, I can only state what I know from my perspective. If I see a press release, I call it out, and it runs over 100%, I have done exactly what I said I did. I called out 100% runner. Not everybody is going to get all that 100% or 150%. That's very true. But I don't know what other people get. Some people get 20, some people get 90% of it, some people get 100% of it. And since I don't know what they're getting, I can't include that in my video, right? I can only include in my video what I know from my end. If that makes sense. All right. So ORIS, we hit 1498 and it pulled back. LEV pulling back. We got a nice run out of that. We got a nice run out of LEV for sure. Not 100%, but we got it out. John, you have a great evening. Yeah, Dan, you're absolutely right. But I just there was a time many years ago when I first started, if I had saw on social media or stock twits, for example, somebody claiming that they were calling stocks from the call out on was going over 100% consistently, like almost every day or every few days, several of them. That would have seemed unrealistic to me, because I would have thought nobody can call them that good from the call out up over 100%. It just seems very unrealistic. And I probably wouldn't have believed it either. But now that I'm doing it, sometimes I just don't know how to translate that to people without sounding braggadocious. And it is in a sense bragging, but I'm trying to, if you want people to, especially on social media, if you want people to partake in what you're doing, and you want people to buy into what you're doing, and you want them to get on board with what you're doing, you have to show results. That's what it's all about, show results. Well, for me, the only way I know to show results is to post every day what we did. We called this stock, it went 180%. We called this stock, it went 240%. We called this one, it went 130%. And I don't know any other way of showing proof of the call outs. Now, the people that are with us and watching and are with us in real time, they're seeing it for themselves. So they know it's legit. But other people, and it's the other people that, we want to try to attract and bring into the fold, if you will. So I just wanted your guys' opinion on whether those posts come off as legitimate and or braggadocious, or if they're a good thing, or probably not such a good thing. I don't know. Anyway, I appreciate the feedback. I really do. I do appreciate the feedback. I never, ever, ever, I never want to come across as somebody who's on TikTok or YouTube or any place else, Facebook, Instagram, StockTwits. I never want to come across as somebody who's trying to scam people. That really turns my stomach when other people do it. And I don't want to come off that way as somebody who's trying to sell a pipe dream. I'm trying to sell something that's not realistic. So I just never want to be a part of that mess. I'm new to this and I want to see those types of returns. Some of you folks that are watching right now, just off the top of your head, what kind of returns have you gotten either tonight or any other time? What, 15%, 20%? And I'm talking about, I watched you make 62,000 in one morning, 15 to 75%. Just because, like I've mentioned this before, it sounds, Ken, 65% today. Jack 0 to 45%. MJ's up 65% total in the last hour and 27 minutes. Byron says 20%. Mansky says an average of 25%. Michelle, 45%. Crush lost 10% on a bad entry, up 7% right now. So I think 10% is great. Last 2 weeks, 45%. Yeah, it's 10% is really good. Mansky, I have made over 100% sometimes. So I think the testimonials kind of speak for themselves. Yeah, I think the testimonials. It always sounds better when I talk about it. It obviously I'm biased, but it means more when it's coming from other people. Anyway, Kyle made 76% today just on RKDA. Today was your first day. If I didn't get greedy, I could have had 100% in the last 2 weeks. All right. I appreciate everybody posting, sharing that information. I know that's personal information, and I do appreciate you sharing that. It's pretty slow right now. Things are pretty slow. Let's take a look at ORIS one last time. Yeah, it's going sideways. You sell yourself by word of mouth from your members. Yes, absolutely. Word of mouth. Yeah, I always say that. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. We can tell people that it's advantageous to be a part of a community and trade and get all the call outs from a community of people that you trust. But if they don't buy into it and they just want to trade by themselves, there's nothing we can do about it. And some people do very well by themselves. Some people do very well. But I think, again, my opinion, because I'm speaking from experience, for a brand new trader, somebody that's just getting going and just kind of starting out, being part of a community is priceless. It's absolutely priceless. You learn so much from some really great people, and it's learning that you're not going to get on YouTube. It's real world experience, learning and training. It's well worth it. Different systems work for different people. Absolutely. All right, folks. Well, it's 5:30 and it's time for me to get out of here. So you guys have a great evening. Tomorrow's Friday. I'll be on the website at 6:45 as always, and I'll be on TikTok and YouTube at about 7:35, somewhere in there. But until then, you guys have a great evening. Tomorrow's Friday. Fridays are not typically known for being great days for press releases. I'll just say that up front. Fridays are not typically known historically to be great days for press releases. So not a lot of huge expectations for tomorrow, but we've had 4 amazing days. We've had 4 really cool, amazing days this week. So if we have a slow Friday, I'm okay with that because we've had some good ones. And then we'll be back at it again Monday morning. So have a good night. Thank you very much. Thank you for hitting the follow button. I really do appreciate that very, very much. And I will see everybody tomorrow morning.